Hey guys, I'm back. I'm gonna let all you guys come. Hey buddy, do you want your phone so you can watch Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
After I'll watch this.
Gizmo, what are you doing, girl? Come on. Must be hot, cold outside. I am burning up, you guys. Okay. Sorry. Let me know if the connection's better, y'all. Hey, Avalon, is the connection better? Can you see me better now? Okay. I hope so. Much better. All right. Good deal. So let's get back on topic. We'll wait for everybody to get here. Okay, so I think Makila had said that she was thinking about, or she had those thoughts of using coming in her mind, and she said it came out of nowhere. And so when I have things like that happen, and it happens sometimes, you guys, what I've learned to do is kind of go through a checklist and think, is there something that I changed in my routine? Hey, Sandra. A lot of the times when we are in recovery and we are, trying to stay sober, we have like a schedule that we stick to, and we get in a little habit of doing that same thing, and that's a good thing, because when we were in our addiction, we didn't have any kind of stability. It was just chaos. So if you're struggling with thoughts of using, try to think, is there something that you've left out or changed, or something that you're not doing that you normally do to stay sober? Maybe it's been, like here, it's been raining a lot. So where I would normally get out and like go to a meeting or meet up with some girls in recovery and go have coffee, I haven't really been able to do that lately. It's been raining for days, and I don't like driving in the rain. I have really bad anxiety about driving in the rain. And so those are things that can affect, the desire and that trigger to use, a lot of the times I feel like people almost think, well, oh my gosh, I thought about using, I'm terrible, I'm going to relapse, I'm a bad person because I actually thought about getting high. And for the longest time, I felt that same way. Like, I felt like, well, I must not be doing my recovery right if I'm thinking about getting high. And that's not how it is, you guys. Like, it's just normal, we're going to probably struggle with the desire or the thought to use sometimes, but that doesn't mean we have to act on it today. Like, we can make good choices today. And that's what happens when we abstain from using drugs and alcohol. We gain the power of choice back. Powerless when we are under the influence of drugs and alcohol. It says, we admitted we were powerless over drugs and alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. When we work the steps and we get sober, then we have the power of choice. And that's, today I have the power. Today I choose to not get high. For the longest time, I used to think that admitting that I was powerless meant that I would never have the power to say no to drugs. And basically what that was saying was, that was me admitting, like, that, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I thought that I know that I only have today, and I know that I'm sober because of grace, and because my higher power is helping me to make the right decisions and the right choices. I know that it's not all me. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I also know that I I have to take steps in my recovery, and I have to be proactive in my treatment plan and in the things that I do to stay sober every single day. You know, for instance, let me give you guys an example. I know, me too, Michaela. And that's the thing, you know, in the big book, it talks about how when we are in that like obsession mode and we're relapsing, now we cannot bring to the front of our mind the memories of a month or even a week ago. We can't remember how bad it was when we were out in our addiction once we crossed over into that obsession, you know? Y'all still there? Sorry. Okay. It talks about every time, Eric, every time I get on a live, I get somebody calling me. It talks about how that our minds, we go into, it's called euphoric recall. That's when we only remember the good feelings and good times produced by drugs and alcohol. Euphoric recall. Our brains, a lot of the times, automatically go back on that loop. So, Jason, let me share this story with you because I felt the same way. So when I was little, I was raised up Pentecostal, you guys. Like, we didn't cut our hair, we didn't wear pants, we wore dresses. Very religious family. And when I was little, I got saved. And, I spoke in tongues, and Jesus, the Holy Spirit came over me. So I gotten saved. And so when I started using drugs, I almost felt like the farther I got into my addiction, like God was abandoning me. He had turned his back on me. I couldn't stop getting high. I was hopeless, you guys, hopeless. So when I went into labor with my son, I was high on methamphetamine, and I had been taking methadone and Xanax. And so when I had my son, and he was born, and he came out perfect, you guys. I remember the day that I gave birth to my little boy. He was perfect. 7 pounds, 9 ounces, 21 inches long. And he was clean and sober. No drugs in his system. And I had used that day and the day before and the day before. So I had been using for about a week straight on a week bender. And I went into labor because I was high on meth. When my son was born and he didn't have anything in his system, that was the first moment I realized that God was in my life and that he was working in my life. Because that was a miracle. The day I gave birth to my son, he should have been taken from me and probably never given back to me because I was so high. That was the first time. That was the first miracle, okay? That was the first miracle. Now, there was another miracle that had happened before I had been pregnant with my son, but I was too under the influence to realize it. But now that I'm sober, I look back on it and I think, wow, he was right there. And that's the thing, you guys. God never left me. He never left me. He was right there walking with me the whole way. He's the reason why I'm alive. He's the reason why I'm alive, to tell you guys these stories, to share my experience with you. So whenever I was getting high, I had gotten to a point where I was walking down Baseline Road, and it is the hood, and I was hallucinating. I had been up for about 12 days. I hadn't been eating. I was just ate up, and I was hallucinating. I was talking to myself. I was swatting. It was just horrible. And it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had on a pair of boxers and a t-shirt and no shoes. And I was walking down the side of the road. And I ran up on somebody's porch, and I grabbed a broom, and I started sweeping this lady's porch. Because I was hallucinating that there was all these weed brownies all over this lady's porch. So I'm frantically sweeping her porch. And this little Spanish lady comes out, scared out of her mind, calls 911, and the police get there. And the police got there, and I'm hallucinating that the police is holding a gun on me. I'm ducking and weaving, and I'm ducking and weaving. And then he's like, ma'am, I'm not going to hurt you. He put me in, they took me to the ambulance. They called the ambulance, put me in, and took me in the emergency room. And I went into a coma for 7 days. All of my internal organs were shutting down. I was going to die. And they called my parents up there to sit with me because they thought that I was going to die. Because I was in a coma.
Welcome to coma.
Here you go, baby.
Welcome to coma.
Here you go. I woke up after 7 days completely fine, healed, back to normal, ready to go, ready and willing. And my mom looked at me and she said, do you know how long you've been here? And I was like, no. 7 days in a coma. And I just left and went and got high that day. But that was another miracle. And again, I didn't realize it until now. Now that I'm sober, I look back on these things and I'm like, wow. But the greatest miracle of all miracles was my son being born totally clean and not being taken from me. Because if he had gotten taken from me that day, I wouldn't have been able to bond with him, and I probably would never have gotten sober. Because through bonding with my son and then having him removed from my care after having him for a year, that's what made me change. Let me lower that, son. Let me lower that. Nate, hold on, guys. I'm going to lower this. I'm not going to shut it off. God. There you go. It was so loud I couldn't hear myself think, baby. That was a miracle. Those are two miracles that I never really realized until I've gotten sober. But I think about that one about my son all the time, because I know without my son and me having that mother and son bond for a year and then him being taken, that was my whole motivation for getting sober, you guys. Like, if that hadn't happened and he had just gotten taken away from me the minute he was born, I would have never gotten sober. Never. So I think about that a lot. You know, I know that God did for me what I could not do for myself. You know? And that's the thing. When we get sober, you guys, we don't see stuff like this when we're in our addiction, because we're not in that frame of mind. We're not in the frame of mind of accepting and gratitude and looking for the gifts of life. My sponsor told me something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. A lot of the times when we go through a tragedy or something happens, it's a gift. And you might not be able to see it at that time, but I promise you, it's a gift. Let me tell you about it. So I was working at my first job. It was my first job since getting sober. And I was working at this place called Nukes. It's a sandwich place here in Little Rock. And so I was working at Nukes, doing my thing. You know, I was pretty good at it, you guys. I got promoted really quickly, and I was a salad girl. So I was working and making salads and just doing my damn thing. Well, I liked that job a lot, and I took pride in my work, you guys. I've always took pride in the jobs I do. So, sorry, I had to prop my phone up. I had worked there for a year and a half of my first year and a half of my sobriety. And I worked with this girl. Her name was Jasmine. And, oh, my God, we bumped heads. She didn't work at that store with me. I transferred to that store, and then she transferred behind me. Well, we got to it, and I tried to strangle her. I basically jumped across the metal table in the kitchen in front of God and everybody and tried to strangle her. And so I got fired. I called my sponsor, and I was bawling my eyes out because I lost my job, my first job that I had since getting sober. And I just knew, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? This is something I would normally relapse over. Well, that's what she told me. You might not realize it now, but it's a gift. Lo and behold, y'all want to know the gift? So about 2 months later, I got a job at Hallmark. And I was working at the Bowman location. And I went in, I told them the truth about my recovery, and they hired me, right? Well, I had that job for a year. And then the store that I was working in closed down. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? I was able to get unemployment, and I filled out some other applications. And then my boss that I work for now called me. And the boss that I have now is the most amazing woman. Her name's Holly. And she knows my whole story. She knows all about my recovery. And she knows that I want to do a good job, you know? And I can talk to her about anything, you guys. And so the whole gift in this whole situation was I wouldn't have gotten brought to the job I'm at now if I hadn't went through all those other situations. So that's the gift. And I learned that from my sponsor. You know, there's a gift in those things that happen that we think are bad, you know? And we just have to look for the gift in those situations. So I love my job now. I still work for a greeting card company, but I am a merchandiser. And I go into the stores, all different stores. I have 8 stores that I go to in my territory. And I do all their Christmas sets. I do all their merchandising, all their displays. And I love it, you guys. I love it. But, yeah, so let me read the comments because I think I saw Michaela said something. Okay. I remember one time on my way to buy some dope, I cried out to Jesus for him to take the desire to use from me, and he did. Oh, wow. I believe it, too. And did you turn around or did you keep going? That's the thing, you guys, like, God or your higher power, whoever it is, mine's God, he will help you if you come to the table too. Like, you can't just be like praying these foxhole prayers in the jailhouse. We have to put in the work, and he will meet us halfway. And that is just that's my experience, at least. I have prayed some jailhouse prayers before. I have said, please just get me out of here. But I didn't follow through with my end of the agreement. But now that I'm following through, he meets me halfway. And the things that I have now are, you know, I'm not rich, you guys. I'm one day at a time over here. We're making it, though, you know. And it's all because of God and my sobriety. If I didn't have my recovery, I wouldn't be here today. I would not have anything. You know, and it's not easy. Some days, right, Jamie, right. You can't just pray when you need something. You got to pray. Because our higher power, God, wants a relationship with us. He wants to know us. That is his goal, to talk with us every day. And so even when we're happy, we need to be praying, thank you, Jesus, thank you. That's why when I wake up in the morning, I say, thank you for keeping me sober and help me today. Always, you know, thank you and help me. That helps. That is what I do. Right, and that's what he'll do for us, you guys. We usually have to go through something and experience a couple things, but we always come out on the other end. We're all walking miracles. The fact that we're even alive and able to tell our stories, you guys, we're miracles. So what did you guys think about the story time, the rehab romance story time? I know it probably had TMI in it, but that's a true story. True story. I will never forget that, because my friend Ashley and Trevor both called my counselor. They had their counselor from the rehab call Kim and tell her, you know, Nicole did not use. She did not use. So I'm just so glad that you guys I want y'all to know how much my relationship with you guys means to me. I am so excited and happy to build my channel with you and that we're growing our family. This is our support system. You guys are my support team. Y'all are my accountability partners. You guys help me stay sober. And I just want y'all to know how much I appreciate y'all. Y'all, I have another one tomorrow. It's not funny. It's really serious and really scary. But I need to tell it because it's an experience I had while I was in treatment. And if I hadn't have been being a little hoochie mama, I wouldn't have had that experience, you know. But you'll see tomorrow's is going to be kind of emotional. What was I going to tell you guys? I know, Jamie. I do too. And, you know, I was talking to Neil, my husband, this morning, and I was telling him, you know, like, right now he's at his intensive outpatient meetings, and I've been trying to tell him, you know, get connected, because he has this, like, these guys that they're all sober, you know, and they all text in this group text, and it's his sponsor, and then, like, all the sponsees, and I told him, it's like he's not getting connected with them, you know what I mean? And I'm like, babe, open up and connect with those guys, make friends, because those connections are what's going to help us stay sober, you guys. Like us here right now connecting in this live stream, even though it's over the internet and it's not in person, it's like we're connecting, you know? I read you guys' comments. I read every one of y'all's comments. When you comment under my videos, I try to answer everybody back. I remember having to give an exchange. Yeah, and you know what? I have been searching for a connection, like a family situation, not a family, like a support group situation like this online for a while. And I had tried to kind of make one on Facebook, but people, it's like here, y'all know that you can find me here on my channel. On my Facebook, it's like my videos or when I go live doesn't get shown out to everybody. You know what I mean? So the people don't know that I'm doing it. So I really like doing this. And so my friend Eric, I don't know if he's on the stream still, but he had recommended Google Hangouts. And if you guys would be interested, we could all be on video chatting to each other. Or do you guys like it when I just kind of like facilitate up here so that way you don't have to be on camera? Because with Hangouts, you would be on camera too. And I know some people aren't comfortable with being on camera, you know, and because what we do talk about here, we talk about some serious stuff, you guys. And I think, you know, a lot of people will say to me, like, Nicole, like, how can you share all that stuff? Like, I'm telling you guys, like, the reason I share it is because I was doing it, like, I'm not going to lie, and it helps set me free. I'm telling you right now, I have always been honest with my jobs and stuff, so there's nothing that anybody can dig up on me or, like, expose, you know? Yeah, Bubba?
Can you get myself a Milk Daddy bar for me?
Yeah, hold on. You know, I'm pretty transparent. Y'all know the deal. Jason, I'm so glad too. You know what? We all have this like chat group here on YouTube, and she always messages us when she finds new channels that need support, and vice versa. We all kind of like send each other messages and stuff, and I'm usually finding like other people that we can watch to look up to. But when I saw that she had messaged about you, I went straight to your channel and watched your video about your secret. And you did such a good job on that video. Like, I wish that I could stay as focused on one. Like, you're very you talk well. You have a good speaking presence. But and that's what recovery is all about. And that's what our little community here on YouTube is all about. We are all about accepting people where they're at, multiple pathways to recovery. Like the group of people that we all hang out with, most of us have been on some kind of medically assisted treatment. and are either still on it or tapered off and working the recovery like that. And so we are like, we're open pathways. We support, you know, anybody. Tell your story because that's not you anymore. Yeah, it is. Hey, Nicole, I'm from New Zealand. I keep forgetting to tell you, not from the UK. Oh, okay, Rowie. New Zealand. I don't know why I always say the UK. Hey, girl. Hey, y'all. That's my friend, Rowie. Yeah, baby. How many days has it been, Rowie, since you've been sober? She just got off the Suboxone. I want to say, what, 2 weeks ago? And she is 2 weeks ago. I knew it. And that's the thing, you guys. Like, I am truly invested in you all, in your recovery. Like with Rowie, I've known you how long, girl? Like a year now, and we've been going back and forth with her trying to get recovery, and then she finally took the plunge and went and got help. And I've been with her this whole time, and it's like now she's got 14 days sober and doing the damn thing. You know, sometimes it takes a huge tragedy to get us to move our asses and go out there and get recovery. But once we start doing it, we are capable of so much. You know, drug addicts and alcoholics, we are some of the most smartest, driven, like, just people that you'll ever meet. And resourceful. I know, girl, you did it. And that's the thing, like, that's what we are here for each other for. Like, I always want to be, and I think, okay, so I also want to tell you guys, like, I'm here to help you. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to motivate you. But I'm also here to be the truth. I'm never going to walk around the truth and act like I'm never gonna baby or coddle you. Like, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you're fucking up your life. You need to get on track. Do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, like, some people can't, they don't like that. They can't handle it. And it's not about tough love or anything like that. It's no bullshit. Because this is your life. This is life or death. And if you don't get sober, you're going to die. If you don't get your life together, you're going to die. And so I'm very persistent in that way. I have to message Frank. You know what? I haven't talked to him Did I talk to him this morning? I think I messaged him this morning, but I'm hoping he's okay. I know that last night he was going through it. He is getting ready to move in with his mom, and he said that's really a good thing, but they have to pack, so I'm not sure.
Chocolate milk.
Okay, Nate, stop it. And that's the thing, like, if you're doing the right thing, or if you're struggling and you want the real deal and you want real help, then what I'm saying is not going to offend you or affect you or hurt you. It is just, you're going to say, you know what, that's right. But what I have experienced, you guys, is there was a group of people that used to kind of be in our little community, and when, you know how when somebody's just not ready to get sober, but they wanted to present themselves as ready. And so when they would relapse or they would pick up, I would say, hey, you know, you need to get back on track. We're all worried about you. And anyway, they ended up, like, not liking that, you know? And it's like, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to watch you kill yourself. You know what I mean? What kind of friend am I if I do that? That's not a real friend. I am, Nate. Stop. Boy, you're about to make me mad. You're going to go to bed too. What kind of friend would I be if I just kissed your butt and co-signed your bullshit? Like, I'm going to make sure that I tell you, because real friends don't watch each other kill ourselves. Real friends, you know, talk about the hard stuff and address the things that, you know, maybe you know, make us uncomfortable. But I would rather have somebody say, yes, Makila, I would rather you guys, okay, for instance, I've got to lose some weight, and I'm getting to a point with my weight, you guys, where it's unhealthy for me. I'm about 220 pounds. I'm only 5'4". That's helped me in the damn. I love you too, girl. Yeah, Rowie, you know I love you, and I'll always be here for you. And that's the thing, you guys. Like, also, my DMs, my Facebook Messenger are always open. But do not get it twisted. I am going to tell you if I think you're hurting, if you're in danger, or you're hurting yourself, or you're making a bad decision. If you're starting to date a guy and you've only been sober for 6 months, I'm going to yell and scream at you. If you are, you know, I don't know, moving in with your dope dealer and because he has a free room for you to live in, I am going to tell you about yourself. And I don't understand why people get, like, I don't understand how, I want to handle my boyfriend now. Sandra, what's going on, girl? I don't understand. Like, you've been texting and I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm going to let you know, because I would rather, I can't live with myself knowing that you died because I'm kissing your ass. I'd rather you hate me and be sober than me kiss your ass and you be dead. Okay. Oh, Lord. I crack myself up sometimes. Amen. And I think, some people take that like, oh, well, she just, no, I'm just speaking the truth. And listen, you guys, I have a duty. I have a responsibility as somebody in recovery to speak to you guys and let y'all know when I think y'all are slipping. And the same goes for y'all. I know, Sandra. When you get your phone back on, you call me. So if, for instance, me and Roberta, we're pretty good friends, and she's been, talking to me about, she doesn't say mean stuff, but she talks to me about my weight. And, I really need to stop eating sugar and get my weight under control, you guys, because I want to be here for my little boy when I get old. So that's why I want to start the gym and stuff, because I'm pretty, and I could be so much prettier if I would get off this belly. I mean, it's not about being pretty, but it's about being healthy, and I don't feel good. I want to be healthy. Oh, yeah. Woo, baby. This chicken and dumplings, you guys, looks so good. Oh, yeah. Okay. Woo-wee. Good. I think that our chicken and dumplings is doing really good, you guys. I put new potatoes in it, corn, lima beans, carrots. Sandra, you know how that is with that codependency now. Where's your boyfriend at? I thought he went to the hospital. You're beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Jason. I love you. I've got to get in shape, you guys. I don't feel healthy. I feel sluggish. I know you know what I mean. So that's when I need to start working on. And when I get myself on a schedule, I'm going to tell you guys about it. And then I'm going to start taking with you guys with me. And I'm going to upload little videos of me doing walking and doing workouts. And y'all can cheer me on. Here you go, Alexander.
I turned this on because you're being mean.
Okay. Little nosy butt. Okay. I know, I saw that. I'm worried about Sandra, you're making me worry, sweetheart. You guys know I talked to Sandra on the phone the other day. Yeah, we got to talk. She's just so silly. So, I love her to death, sweet lady. Let me think. Is there anything else I need to talk about today? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? You know what I need to do? I need to get Nate in the bath time and get him ready for school tomorrow. I got him some uniforms, you guys, and so I'll upload a picture of him, of a little video of us going to school in the morning. But look out for the story time video tomorrow. I'll have it uploaded by like 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this one is going to be hard for me because this stuff, this shit that happened with this guy, it scared me. Like, it was a pretty serious situation. So I'm going to upload that one tomorrow. I'm just going to tell you guys, like, when you're in your addiction and you're shooting up, like, I'm so grateful that I don't have AIDS. Because I should. I have hepatitis C, and I'm working on getting that taken care of. But, you know, I'm so grateful that I don't have HIV. Because I just used after anybody, you know? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. You know, my insurance covers my whole prescription. It's free. Like, I don't even pay for it. But when you go to the doctor... Oh, yeah, Sherry, I am. I actually just got done getting, like, tested and all that stuff last year. And then I went back because I had to wait for my count to go up. Do you know what they make you do? The insurance will not pay for the treatment unless you have your liver is in cirrhosis, basically like stage 2 or 3. And you couldn't even tell, like I had just contracted it, I guess. So it wasn't showing up in mine. Oh, wow. Yeah, I am on it. I am on it. Now, with the Suboxone treatment, a lot of the times at the doctor's office, you're going to have to, like, at least for me, with my insurance, I have to pay for the doctor's appointment to see the doctor, and that's $200 to the doctor at the Suboxone office. And my prescription is, filling the prescription is free, but paying the doctor to write the prescription is $200 every 3rd month. So I don't have to pay it every month, but I did at the beginning. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, Jordan says hers pays both. So that's good. And also with Suboxone, there's so many different, like, brands. Like generic Suboxone, Zubsolv, Subutex. Subutex just doesn't have naloxone in it. Buvale is like this kind that you put in your cheek. There's so many different kinds. And, you know, can I ask you a question, Jason? How many pills are you taking a day, and what are you taking, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not trying to be like an asshole or anything. I'm just trying to, like, get an idea of what you should expect. Have you ever taken Suboxone before? Because when you go to the doctor, you need to let him know, like, really how much you're taking. And how much you're abusing your pain pills, because that's gonna help him to know how much milligrams of Suboxone to prescribe you. Like, for instance, I was shooting up Roxy's, which is they're 30 milligrams, and I would shoot up 3 a day if I had the money. Okay, so when you go in, I'm just gonna tell you, like, when you take your first Suboxone, if he prescribes you 8 milligrams, which is 1 strip, I know for me, like, 8 milligrams wasn't holding me, you know what I mean? And it's strong. So when you first take Suboxone, you're going to feel it. Like, it's going to be strong. But don't be worried, because what happens is you think, oh, this is going to be strong. This is going to be too much. But what it does is it levels out in your system, and then on day 2 and 3, when you take it again, you won't even feel it. And that's how it'll be from the time after you first get on it. Once it levels out in your system, you will not get any euphoria or any feeling from it. The only way that you could is if you diverted your medication and skipped doses. Because what happens with Suboxone is it gets in your system and it goes like this and plateaus out. Nate, stop please. It goes up here and it plateaus out and it attaches itself onto the receptors and opens those opiate receptors halfway. So if it was a total agonist and opened them all the way, that would be like methadone. Methadone opens them all the way. And that's why sometimes when you're on methadone, you can take one more, two more, and kind of feel something or get a little euphoria. But with Suboxone, it only opens the receptor halfway and it knocks off anything else. The only thing that can come in and knock Suboxone off is
that popcorn chicken we got.
No, baby. What? The only thing that can knock Suboxone off is fentanyl, and you can die.
Do you remember we got popcorn chicken?
Yeah, it's all gone, baby. We're fixing to eat some dumplings, some chicken and dumplings. It's gonna be so good.
Listen.
I have a question. I asked in the first chat, but Nen, did have you and anyone taken naltrexone? Yes, and that's what I was going to tell you, Sam. Naltrexone it helps with alcoholism, and so when you take it, it can stop you. What it also does is it stops cravings for alcohol and sugar. Thank you so much for all this. Oh yeah, and Jason, when you get on Suboxone, like I said, you're gonna feel kind of woozy at first on your first dose. I promise you will. You're gonna go, damn, that kicked my ass. But after it levels out, you will be fine. If you're taking, over 100 milligrams of Percocet a day, it's going to knock you out, though. Like I'm telling you, on the first day that you take your first strip, go home, sit down, chill out. Don't be trying to go and run around everywhere because it's going to mess you up a little. I'm not sure, but I know that it helps with those sugar cravings. And so my doctor, there's this medication, Sherry, called Contrave. And what it is it's naltrexone and Wellbutrin together. And what it does is it helps people lose weight because it stops those cravings for the sugar and those extra things that we eat. So I was actually talking to my doctor about getting on that because I have these sugar cravings. Right, Jamie, if you're at that fixed dose. But what happens a lot of times, because it is a total agonist and it opens them up all the way, if you're not on a fixed dose and you say like me, when I used to do methadone, I would take 5 pills at a time and then take 5 more, and so I would get that euphoria. You know what I'm saying? But when you're on a stabilized dose, then you don't. Yeah. But it's for me, when I would go up and down, and that's how it works with Suboxone. Only Suboxone has this I don't know why, but it only hold on, it only opens the receptor halfway, and so that's why they say that it has that plateau effect when it goes into your system. Nate, stop! Lord, this boy's driving me crazy today. And I have had experience with both Suboxone and methadone, but for me, I have Does anybody have any other questions? We're going to go take a bath time. Get ready for Scoo. He's being such an actor. I hope you guys have a great day, and I love you guys. And if you have questions, be thinking about them. Right, Jamie. Yes. But girl, listen to me. I am a big supporter of medically assisted treatment. So whatever way works for you, methadone, Suboxone, Vivitrol, Sublocade, whatever you have to do, I'm all for it. So I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for being a part of my life and helping me stay sober one day at a time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to upload a story time video around 2 p.m. Central Standard. Jason, good luck, and we will be looking forward to hearing how it goes tomorrow. Love you guys so much. Bye.